Hey you, I am Naava and welcome back to my channel. As you can see from the title, today is part 2 of my natural hair loss journey. So for those who don't know, I have been dealing with this process since 2016, off and on. Well, it hasn't been off and on. It's just been since 2016. And my trigger period for when my hair loss goes into the cycle is between February and the first like 2 weeks of April. And again, it started in 2016. So my hair starts breaking off in the same crown spot every year since 2016, around the same time of months every year between February and April. So I've talked about that whole journey. I'll have that first video link down in the description box below. But I'm going to tell you new things that I've added in the last 2 years and things I've been liking, and hopefully in 2022 we'll see that all the new things that I've added in the last 2 years will help. And not only will I have 100% saved in my hair this time, but I also will have healthy, thriving hair in that area. When I did this video, only about 20% of my hair fell out or broke off in that area, which was like a huge accomplishment for me dealing with this since 2016. So let's not make this intro any longer, and let's get into some of the products and the new things that I've been doing for the past 2 years to help my hair thrive. Guys, I want to apologize and make a disclaimer up front. I might be talking a little weird or sounding a little weird or coughing. I'm dealing with a sinus infection. I get my allergies and things like that in the fall and winter. I typically don't get them in the spring and summer like most people, so it's that time. I'm triggered and I'm slowly coming off of it. So I have some tea here, and you might hear me kind of tremble while I'm talking. I'm trying not to go too fast so I can get through this. So 2 lifestyle things that I probably mentioned in the first video, I'm going to recap those just lightly. It's incorporating stress-free routines or things that I can do for myself to relieve any tension or stress throughout my day or my week. I typically try to do things towards the weekend, but if I'm working on set, traveling or whatever, I do it when I have the time. So if it's a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday or Thursday, I do it. One thing that I love doing is always lighting my candles, putting my essential oils in my humidifier, and just laying down playing some either like instrumental music or just any music that relaxes me. Watching funny movies, reading a book, drinking my tea. Those things help me to relax. If it's cleaning, if it's working out, taking a walk in nature, I do that as well. But just anything that for at least 5 minutes to 2 hours, if I have 2 hours to like watch a movie or something, that can help me decompress is just huge, because again, this whole hair situation is triggered by stress and trauma, and also my hormonal imbalance. So just definitely relaxing and keeping myself calm and relaxed is important. The second thing is just not being a part of certain conversations, going to certain places, doing certain things. It's important. I don't want to be triggered. I don't want to be overly stimulated in a negative way. So just like the months leading up to that window of February and April is important, and it's definitely important in that window, but even leading up to it, if I have a lot already built up in my body and that comes, it adds to it. So I have to kind of keep myself strategically as equilibrium as possible. So if I have to scream it out, yell it out, you know, I don't know, do something to get it out, I need to do that. So those are some of the things that I just really have realized over the last 2-3 years has really helped to my hair loss being less. The biggest thing was in 2020 when I realized that I kept at least close to 75-80% of my hair. And so I really thought back on the different things that I did lifestyle wise and things that I may have taken internally and externally and did to contribute to that. So those are 2 things that I know have been more consistent and intentional to contribute to my hair not all falling out over again. Next, let's get into some products that I gravitate to and I love. Some things are new that I've tried out in the last year or 2, and some of them are some ones that I know I can rely on and get the job done for me. So let's get into those. Okay, so I talked about this. I believe I mentioned it. I don't know if I showed it or anything, but I talked about doing my home hair oil, my DIY hair oil. I've been doing it since 2012-13, and I've tweaked it and played with it here and there, but definitely when my hair started falling out in 2016 with everything, I did more due diligence and research as much as I could with certain herbs and oils that I could use for my hair to help that scalp area and the hair follicles and everything externally. And so this is my new blend. I made my new blend in 2019, and I believe when I made that fresh new blend in 2019, it contributed to my hair not all falling out in 2020. And that's why I could show you guys the video, and that's why I felt like at that point I had learned a lot about my body, myself, and the herbs and things that I have been using. The only thing that has been added to it this year is I have added fenugreek seed, and it is from the brand Anthony's. This is their fenugreek seed, organic, gluten-free, whole, methy, organic, is always non-GMO. This is a 2-pound bag, and I purchased this at the top of the year. I was taking fenugreek seed internally, capsule-wise, but again, I was trying to find ways to treat my hair loss externally in that area, just my whole scalp and hair period, but definitely in that area. So I decided to add the fenugreek seed finally. I'm pretty sure you guys heard about it all over YouTube, but I knew about fenugreek seed, but I was taking it more internally. So I've added that. You can see those at the bottom. And then the new thing is, I'm pretty sure everybody heard about this. The second thing is MSM. I've talked about MSM on my blog back in 2016, 17, 14. I've talked about it so many on a lot of my videos here, but I take it internally. This is something I decided to also add into my hair oil externally to help. If you don't know, it's sulfur. It's a compound to help your joints, your skin, your hair, your nails. So this helps with making and building back the hair follicles and your hair itself. So I add this into this mixture now this year. So I'm excited to see if these new things that I've added to my own DIY is going to help. When February of 2022 comes, I will know, and I will definitely know by the end of April, because we'll see what's left in that area. Not only do I want to keep my hair from falling out, I want that hair in that area to be healthy and thick and lushful and have its texture. One thing is that over the years, for those who didn't watch the first video, after April, around June, my hair would grow back. So from June all the way up into the beginning of February, my hair would grow, but it wouldn't be as thick, it wouldn't be as curly. You could see that some of the hair is growing out damaged from the follicles. So it wasn't 100% healthy, even though it was growing. I will always get to about 3 to like almost 6 inches in that area, and then all of it will go away. It will all return to like a little peach fuzzed bald. You can see in the thumbnail, and I might insert pictures here to show what it would be reduced back to. So for 2020, for me to only have like 20% of hair loss and to still have hair there, I was so amazed, and I knew it was some of the things that I tried. So I definitely wanted to take things up a notch by adding in the fenugreek seed and putting the MSM actually in my oil. So again, we will see when February of 2022 comes and at the end of April. All right, and let's talk about something new that I used to use way back when, and I myself just stopped using it. It wasn't because of YouTube or the hair community. I just stopped using it, and that is hair grease. I particularly went for the KUZA brand. This is 100% Indian hemp hair and scalp treatment here. And this is my second jar. You can see all the herbs, or maybe you can't, there at the bottom. This is not a 100% natural brand. I am looking for a grease that is 100% natural. I told myself maybe next year I would try to make my own natural hair grease, but I do my DIY hair oil. This is easy. But one thing that I started doing last year that I'm more consistent with this year was, after I wash my hair, right before I do my whole style routine, was to not use the oil, but to actually put the grease on my scalp, particularly in that area. And when I did this last year, I bought this grease last year after the process had started, so it was almost the first week of March. And I noticed, because if you didn't know, those who didn't see the first video, I literally feel the tingling sensation, the inflammation starting. My scalp in that area will be a little red, a little kind of inflamed. I could feel it in my body like a week before the hair would actually start falling out. So when I actually applied the grease and massaged it into that area, it kind of soothed it, strangely enough. I also used something else I think I showed you guys. But yeah, so ever since then, I always oil my scalp. Concentrated more in that area with this after it's freshly washed, right before I style it and put in my leave-ins and curl definers and gels or whatever I'm using. I make sure I put this on freshly clean scalped after I am deep conditioning it. And yeah, I think that's helped. I don't know what this grease does. It definitely has a lot of good things in it. It has hemp hemp extract, which is number 3 on the list. It has soybean, coconut oil, sunflower oil, sweet almond oil, jojoba oil, rosemary extract, avocado oil, wheat germ, sunflower oil. It just has a lot of oils that's already actually in my DIY oil blend. So yeah, this has been a new consistent thing in the last 2 years. Must. All right, let me show you my favorite hair conditioners that I've been using for the past 3 years that 2 years that I really love. All right, so these are deep conditioners that I love. 2 of them I've talked about. One of them is like a holy grail for me. My hair thrived on it before the hair loss, and I believe through my hair loss cycle over the last 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 6 years, it has, I believe, kept my hair from getting worse. And that is SheaMoisture's Jamaican black castor oil with peppermint oil deep conditioner. I'm obsessed with this whole entire line. The only thing I haven't purchased from them was the oil from this line, the edge control from this line, and this one more thing. But I've tried the butter, I've tried the thermal here. Like, I just love this line so much. I always add my own essential peppermint oil and a rosemary oil to it, and it gets the job done, and my hair loves it. I have to put a little heat on all my deep conditioners. My hair just responds to it better that way. But I love this. And then the SheaMoisture MANUKA and honey for my moisture when I need it. I add in my own DIY hair oil to it, and it just gets the job done for that area. And then I wanted something new. So my hair would get used to using that for so long. And the one that won my heart after all the deep conditioners that I tried the most is the Sunny Owls Jamaican Black Castor Intensive Repair Mask Damage Reversal. It's a new formulation for them. I don't know what their old formulation was like, but I'm in love. It's not as thick as the SheaMoisture, and I've definitely already added my own oil mixture to it, but I'm obsessed with this and I will always buy it. It has sunflower oil, grapeseed, wheat protein, linseed, coconut oil, and vitamin E. Love, love, love. We'll repurchase all 3 of these until I get my hair in that area back to what it is. But deep conditioning is vital. Vital, vital, vital for my hair, period, and vital to keeping that area thriving that continues to fall out. And by me being more consistent with the deep conditioners in the last 2 years, I believe that's contributed to my hair not completely falling out in that area. All right, now I'm going to talk about 2 things that I take internally. Well, 3 technically. 3 things that I take internally that's truly contribute to my hair still being here. Okay, so the 3 things that I take internally in the last, this one is in the last year, and that is the Stinging Nettle tea. This one again is by the Anthony's brand, and I add in the chloroform with peppermint into it. Yes, this is the combo. I try to make sure I drink this 3 times a week, particularly at night, so that it can do whatever it needs to do. Stinging nettle tea is kind of like a detox for your liver, but it also helps with hair loss and stimulating hair growth. And this bag came about this full. It is now down to here. I've already purchased another bag of this. This is a very earthy tea. I always add in a peppermint bag of tea when I drink this, as well as this together. I do like a cap or 2 full of this. I would start with 1 cap first and then work my way up to 2. But this has been a new one. I used to take the nettle leaf internally with capsules, but again, I'm trying to treat that area of my scalp and my hair externally, so I know the benefits of the stinging nettle on hair and on your scalp. So I decided to not only drink it, but I take the leaves from those and I infuse it into my DIY hair oil. So not only am I drinking it now, I am infusing it into my hair oil, along combining it with this and a bag of peppermint tea. And that just helps to remove toxins and things like that, get my body flushed as best as possible, to help with my kidneys and my liver doing its job, and to just, you know, flush my system of anything toxic as best as possible, outside of drinking some just good old H2O. And one other thing that I started taking, I took this, not this brand, but I took I started taking it probably in October of 2019, and I believe that contributed to my hair not falling out when 2020 came. That's why I was able to make the video to say, hey, I was able to keep 75 to 80% of my hair. And that is full spectrum CBD hemp oil. Let me say that again, full spectrum CBD hemp oil. Okay, and I always get the 1500 milligrams. Yes, that's a lot, but you have no idea what my body goes through and what I feel during that window period of February to the beginning of April. It's a lot. And I had someone recommend that I do that, and I believe that really contributed to me being able to keep 80% of my hair when that window appeared. So I went and tried another brand that someone talked about, and this is from Bad Days. There's a store here in Atlanta, Georgia, and this is a full spectrum hemp extract tincture, orange and turmeric flavor, terpene rich hybrid dietary supplement, 1500 milligrams. Yeah, so this is full spectrum, organically grown, vegan, no GMO, substantially sourced, third-party lab tested, GMP certified, pesticide free. And it has organic MCT oil, full spectrum hemp, organic turmeric, which helps with inflammation, MCT based natural flavoring, organic orange extract, botanically derived gelatin, temperance, and organic monk fruit. So I'm saving this. I have to start taking this at least 4 weeks prior to that window starting. So like mid-January is when I take it. I've already tried a little bit of it. It came full. I've only had like 2 full drops, so now it's down to here. But yeah, I have to start this before. You can't start it once the pain starts. You need to start it before. So I would recommend 2 to 3 weeks before you get activated or when it happens. So yeah, I will start this probably around January the 20th of 2022. And hopefully it'll get me all the way through April. And we'll see if I'm able to save not 80% of my hair in that area, but 100%. So I really feel like the CBD that I took last year, well, not last year, it was 2019 leading up to 2020, helped. It just really helped to relax my body, stop my body from going to that fight or flight mode. And yeah, so I'm always going to keep this on board. I'm probably going to do it for the next 2 to 3 years. And I'll know for sure if this was one of the biggest things because I'm doing it again this year for that. So, yeah. Okay, you guys, this is part 2 of my natural hair loss journey. I hope you guys enjoyed all the information and things that I shared. Maybe you guys were introduced to some new things, maybe not. But if you're definitely dealing with any type of internal trauma or stress, I also feel like you should definitely talk to a psychiatrist or talk to a therapist or a life coach as well. Me working through past traumas and issues have definitely been a huge catalyst. I actually did that in 2017 and 18. So working through that also, I believe, contributed to my body not being so aggressive with me and manifesting itself through my hair loss the way it did. Was definitely something that's very important. Internal trauma and stress is very, very, very serious. Our body responds to it in different ways, and there is such thing as a seasonal trigger and reaction that our body can go through. It's different times of the year for everybody. Depression, anxiety can be triggered seasonally too for different reasons. You have to kind of talk to somebody to figure out maybe what happened around that time of year or that time of month that triggers you to go into this depression or anxiety, or for your body to go into this mode where it just kind of reacts to stress around this time of year or that time of year. Everybody has a form of it to some degree, whether we acknowledge it or aware of it. As far as how our body makes it present to us or manifests itself to us is different, and it varies from person to person. So don't feel ashamed or embarrassed that you are dealing with it. You could be gaining weight. You can actually manifest actual diseases and sickness. It's just so many ways that our body manifests and deals with any type of internal, emotional, psychological, mental stress or trauma in our bodies. And we have to acknowledge it. We have to try to get a handle on it and cure it and deal with it if you can, because it can affect the rest of your life. You could break out if you have acne. Acne could be something from a trauma-filled trigger on how your body chooses to deal with it. So look into it. Internal, psychological, and emotional traumas are real. Stressors are real. Triggers are real. Seasonal depression is very much real. So I want you guys to do your due diligence, and someone that's around you, be it family members, co-workers, friends, that is probably dealing with it, please be gracious and patient and gentle with them, and have some empathy for what they're dealing with, and understand that it can really affect them in a lot of ways, especially if it manifests itself in a physical appearance way. It definitely made me so self-conscious because I couldn't wear my hair that I worked so hard to grow. When that started happening, I couldn't wear my hair in certain styles and do things the way I liked because it was right there in the middle. and I had to find new ways to wear my hair because of that. So it's a real thing that real people go through in different ways. So be respectful, have empathy, have understanding, or if you can't do that, do not associate yourself with that person until they are able to get healed or you get healed. Okay, you guys, that is it. That is all for part 2 of my natural hair loss journey. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it was informative, and I hope I brought some awareness to things that you didn't already know. Or if you know a lot about this, you know someone who's dealt with this or is dealing with some form of internal psychological emotional trauma or stress and literally have triggers where your body manifests it, please let me know down in the comments down below. I definitely would love to know how they're dealing with it. You might share some new pointers or tips for me that I may not know about it, and hopefully you got something from this video. This channel is all about opening up a dialogue, having a community that we can come and talk to each other about and share experiences, give each other tips that may or may not help, but just to open and inform and educate ourselves on various things that not only we as women, I do specialize in women, go through because I'm not a man. But, you know, it may be your girlfriend, maybe your sister, maybe your wife, it may be your auntie or your, you know, it could be anybody. And this is a community for us to not feel alone, so we can share and confide and hopefully help each other out. Again, if you like this, please give it a thumbs up. Also, join this community, join this village, join this gang, join this universe that I especially like to call it. I'm all about embracing ourselves, loving ourselves, nuances and all, and bettering ourselves to be better inside and out. And I can't wait to see you guys in my next video. Make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you know the next time I upload a video. I'll probably have another update about this hair loss journey probably in April, because I'm going into my protective styling again for the fall and winter, and so I'll have to take that out right before that window starts. So if it needs to do what it can do, my hair is free to do what it needs to do, and we're just gonna handle it as such. But thank you guys so much. I hope you're enjoying your fall thus far, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.